Hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, please subscribe and like and share this video if you like the topic. So today we're gonna talk calories in and versus calories out. All the myths about it, all the problems that we face when it comes to counting calories or not, counting fats, what are carbs and how much protein do we need, and all the myths around that situation. I really want to touch base on, do we really need to count calories, or what is it that we need to count, or do we need to count anything? So basically what calorie is an energy, an amount of energy that we consume, an amount of energies that our body produces to live and to be active and to be healthy. So basically our body needs that energy to keep us in homeostasis, which means that we're healthy enough to function. That all our systems function properly. And of course it's important that we nourish our bodies the right way and with the right macro and micronutrients. So what is important is that we know that our bodies don't consume calories the same way. So our bodies are really our bodies are really complex and different and difficult and really smart, and they don't function the same way. And it's important to realize that the same amount of calories can be actually metabolized differently. I mean, like 100 calories from Mars bar or 100 calories from an avocado are absolutely different, because of course it is different how our body reacts to sugars, and processed foods are jumping really high when we consume sugars and processed foods, whereas when we eat high fiber, high water, whole foods with the same amount of calories. And of course this 100 calories from avocado are not going to be digested all the same way. So like 20% of that is going to be a fiber that is not going to be an actual calorie. And the same way when we eat sesame seeds that are not ground, when we eat it whole, we don't consume any calories actually, because you can find the sesame seeds tomorrow in your poo because it is not metabolized when it's not grinded. And of course it's impossible to count that calories. It's impossible to count the calories from almonds, because they're full of fiber and of course fat as well. But 700 calories from 100 grams of almonds are roughly not real, because 150 of them is going to be fiber content and thermogenesis that our body going to produce to metabolize this almonds. So our bodies are going to need more energy to actually metabolize those, and they're not going to need a lot of energy to work with sugar or with like a piece of chocolate, which doesn't mean that you don't need to eat chocolate, which leads you to understanding that you cannot actually count calories in and out actually too, because you don't realize that when you nourish your body in a right way, when you have all your nutrients in, you have more energy, and your body actually spends more energy to produce, to do anything, to move, walk around the room, because you need to do something more, you actually occasionally don't realize, but you make more moves, you move during the day, you want to stand up and do something, do some stretching, and you don't realize that you actually spend more calories when your body is not deficient in nutrients and well nourished. That's what's really important. So the point is counting nutrients, not calories. You can educate yourself to that point when you realize how much energy you spend when you're malnourished, or when you're in calorie deficit, or when you're in calorie surplus, or when you're trying to gain weight or gain some muscle weight, and you actually train really hard and you don't get that results that you really want to have. So you can educate yourself to realize what is on your plate and to choose wisely, but it doesn't mean that you need to stick to those calorie counting every day. Knowing is powerful. It's not what you need to stress a lot about when it comes to your health and your healthy weight, and I mean keeping your body in a really healthy state, just with nourishing it with real foods, with whole foods, with all the minimum processed foods, and then treat yourself here and there when you really need some, I don't know, pump some yummy foods that make you feel better, a cookie or a muffin. But cookies or muffins are different too when you realize that whole foods sweetened naturally with dates and made of really whole meal flour or something like that, versus Dunkin' Donut or I don't know, Starbucks muffin full of sugar and 35 different ingredients that you can't really pronounce. It's different. It's just empty calories. Yes, you have those calories. You can work with them to keep your weight on the level that you would like to, but you can't be sustainable in it, and you can actually rely on that results long term when it comes to health, and when it comes to not trying to torture yourself all the time and by minimalizing those calories, because your body is adapted to 1,000 calories a day, and you need less to be in a deficit and to actually lose weight more. That is the problem, and that is the problem when it comes to ketogenic diets, when you don't have enough nutrients and vitamins, and you don't get enough fiber in. And of course, first you can see the difference on the scale, but you don't realize that actually it's water that is retained to metabolize carbs. But it's not your healthy weight loss. It's just a number on the scale that doesn't indicate any health factors. That's what I wanted to emphasize when it comes to being healthy and aesthetically, physically like yourself in a mirror, and to work on your physique. It comes to three basics: nutrition, rest, and physical activity. Not only physical activity, but your actually activities throughout the day. When it's all in one for you, when you have it all under your control, when you control your plate, when you eat intuitively, when you know what your body needs, when you listen to your body. Of course, you realize, for example, if you eat animal products, you realize that you eat a lot of saturated fats. It's impossible to avoid those when you have animal products in your diet. So you really need to be conscious about unsaturated fats, your omega-3s, because the problem is in the balance. Not only you need to consume omega-3s, you need to be worried about the balance. You need to be aware about your omega-3s are higher than actually omega-6s, and it's really easier when you don't have those trans fats and those animal fats in your diet, and you don't have those vegetable oils and highly processed foods. When your plate is cleaner, you don't need to stress a lot about, do you get enough omega-3s, or do you get enough vitamin B, or do you get enough vitamin E? Because when it comes to whole plant foods, you actually will get everything you need in moderation, and you will satisfy your hunger cues, and you will satisfy your cravings, because plants are not just plants. There's a lot of yummy treats and foods and desserts and, I don't know, curries, pastas, stir fries that are made of plants, and they still are really delicious. And food that you eat has to be delicious, so you are satisfied and you don't have any cravings, and you don't do that like cheat days, and you don't overeat processed foods because you don't need those anymore. You don't feel that hunger all the time. So balancing your diet, being aware of what you eat, of course, being aware that your plate is always full of fiber, veggies, and fruits, and whole grains, and legumes, and nuts and seeds, in moderation, by the way. That is the basic. And of course, getting a lot of sleep after 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., which is the perfect window for sleep. And of course, training. You need to find your perfect activity that gives you that endorphins and gives you that hormonal happiness. Not just train because you need to and because everyone does it. You need to find the activity that makes you feel healthier, happier all every day. Like for me, it's running, and for me, it's challenging my body with some new moves that are really hard for me. For example, calisthenics, now plyometrics are something new for me. I am trying to get my body move differently all the time, and challenge it with the new movements that are really hard for me right now. And that is my favorite thing to do, to challenge my body every day. And that's what I want to do, and that's why I nourish myself with foods that will let me do that every day. Not just lay in the bed and say that I don't have energy to do anything, and I don't know, scrolling Instagram or watching new series of something. I need to move every day, all the time, to feel myself happy enough. And I think that is the reason why I'm so accurate about my food intake. Yeah, that's probably a little complicated. I hope you have a rough idea of what I wanted to say. Please ask me any questions about calories in and calories out, or any topics that you would like to discuss. I would be happy to talk about any topic about foods and nutrition and all that, and fitness. And push the thumbs up and subscribe if you liked the video. Share the video with your friends so I could make more videos for you. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your week. See you later.